And that's when I started flying President Mandela until he stopped flying before he passed on. So
Really?
yeah, so I
So
flew the
you were his pilot then?
I was one of his pilots, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, what a privilege.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how amazing it must have been for him. Also, to
He
think, to think that you've achieved that.
Yes.
Mm.
I was very, very scared the first time I met him. I must say it was what an honor. Hey, it was so awesome meeting him. And, we had these conversations and he would say, wow, he said he first met the first women, black women who flew aeroplanes in Nigeria. And he would have this conversation as to he wondered why were they going to the front of the airplane, and the president at the time said, well, these women fly us. And he said, what? I can't wait for South Africa to have women of color flying, or women period flying airplanes.
Yeah.
And he says, he would tell me, well, this is what we fought for, this is what I was in Robben Island for, and I'm so happy to see this. And then how old are you? You 20 something and you're flying an aeroplane. Oh my goodness, does your mother know? And we had the most amazing conversations. I learned so much as to his experience in exile, and it was really, really just an honor to fly him. It was really an honor.
But in the whole, if you think of the whole situation in South Africa and everything that happened, and you told me that you were a little girl watching these two men, the pilots. Did you sometimes have to pinch yourself to think, here you are not just flying, but flying Nelson Mandela? I mean, this world figure. This is how amazing.
What a blessing. What a blessing for me in my life, because it was just grace and prayer to be where I am, and having to fly this man that everybody wants. I mean, I felt after he passed, and I said, oh my God, Annable, I didn't even ask him for an autograph.
Really?
I had his books. Yes, because every time I was with him, I was just so engulfed in the conversations, I forgot. For 5 years, I didn't ask him for an autograph. I didn't ask him for an autograph. And after that, I did go on to fly the other heads of state. So I did fly President President Mbeki and Zuma until I left. And I tell you, it's what an honor, because I learned so much and I grew up so quickly as to the reality of the history of our country. Because you read about it, but I read about it, and because I grew up in Mafeking, I was not really exposed to a lot of that. So it was amazing to sit and hear from himself what he went through.
Yeah, and these were the guys that were, him and Mbeki, they were the people that really, they were on the forefront of this movement and the fight, or the transition and the change that happened.
Definitely.
Yeah. But okay, and you also then you're an instructor, and do you still do, or did you now completely change career? You just do commercial flying now?
No, so after I left the military in 2010. Started at South African Airways, and I flew the Boeing 737-800, because in the military I flew the Boeing 737-700. So that's what the president flies, the BBJ. And so I transitioned to the civilian world, but then COVID happened in 2020. And, nothing was happening, and nobody was flying around. And I went back to the military and I said, well, here I am. I'm an instructor, and, don't you want to use me? And they said, well, thank you. Let's start. And so I went back to the military as a reservist. So I'm a military reservist. I'm contracted to the military for a few days a month. And I help out if they need help with either giving some instruction or, classes or, whatever, then that's basically what they will require from us. And then I also do the civilian flying. So as you see, the military flying is so different from civilian flying. Military flying, it's the license you get from the military is your license to fly in the military. And of course, in the civilian world, you need an airline transport pilot license to fly. Yeah.
So you had to, from the military, again train to do the commercial flight. And how long does that take?
That didn't take more than 2 weeks.
Oh,
that didn't take 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was already rated on the aeroplane. So it's like, for instance, driving a Maserati, and I change it from a Maserati XL to a Maserati XXL. So you literally go into the XXL to go and do training.
I love your choice of I love your choice of car. To explain, you didn't say from a Bucky to a Mercedes.
No, a Maserati. That's what an airplane is. It's beauty.
Yeah, definitely.